Well, they were trying to set a world record by crossing the Atlantic in a rowboat, but their dreams were dashed after their boat capsized in heavy seas. The 4 rowers, including 2 Canadians, were tantalizingly close to their final destination in Miami. Tonight, they're not savoring victory, but they are thanking the U.S. Coast Guard for saving their lives. Global National's Ross Lord reports.
Still able to laugh after narrowly escaping death at sea. 4 rowers, including 2 Canadians, whose attempt at a world record ended when 2 freak waves capsized their souped-up rowboat.
It happened way faster than I thought it would. It was, I say there's all these thought processes went through my head, but in reality, it probably was about 2 seconds before that boat was upturned and underwater.
When I was anticipating this ocean row, that was my worst nightmare, of being in a small and close space rapidly filling with water.
What saved them was their training. Planning for their voyage, 6,700 kilometers from the West African nation of Senegal to Miami, included extensive preparation for disaster.
The water's filling in. I pushed Pat with all my might to get him out of the cabin. I saw an air bubble. I popped up. I took a deep breath, took a second, composed myself, dove back under, swam out the cabin, and we were on the surface. All 4 of us were safe, accounted for.
After grabbing life vests, a life raft, and setting off 4 emergency locator beacons, they waited for 5 hours until an American Coast Guard plane arrived.
And at that moment, my crewmate Pat started screaming and hollering, and I just started bawling. I was like, oh.
Fellow Canadian member Adam Creek is a former Olympic gold medalist. So relieved to be rescued, he began chanting the national cheer of his Olympic enemies.
We knew it was the U.S. Coast Guard, and they were there. They were on our side. Marcus and I were sitting in the raft going, USA, USA, USA.
The Coast Guard is not billing back the thrill seekers for the cost of the rescue, chalking it up as just another day at the office.
Well, thank you very much for all your help in the rescue.
It's good to have you back.
They hope their boat will be salvaged along with scientific data they were collecting for their main sponsor, the Canadian Wildlife Federation. If not, they and their families will gladly settle for a collective sigh of relief. Ross Lord, Global News, Halifax.